foot of Grant Metters. Ball's at the 42, and the dangerous Tybo Rogers back there waiting at the 15. I don't know if they'll punt it this far. Not even close. And it goes backwards and about the 33-yard line. That is a nice spot for the Drillers to start off, 33-yard line. So with 4:03 remaining here in this first quarter, great to have you with us.
At the 30-yard line.
Kevin, last week,
First down and 10.
you and I showed up at Independence High School. Polos, hanging out, 15 students up on the deck doing camera work for the different schools. Sunny, early October night. By the fourth quarter, everybody hit the road except for the faithful. Kevin and I are in the wind and the rain. We're shivering. It was crazy 2-hour spin in the weather.
And there were 3 of us left up there.
Well, let me tell you this. We didn't have that Eastern Foothill because it was a battle to the end.
Well, and we thought that you guys might get that high northeast wind up there coming off the plains. And what a game. I want to get more on that game here when we get a chance, Rick. Here we go, 1st and 10. Rogers, can he get outside? He's got the speed, but the Patriots really, really good holding that line out there. And a nice job by Oliver to just keep that sideline safe over there.
That's kind of the unsung matchup tonight, Oliver and Rogers, with Jason Oliver probably going to be a D1 kid somewhere around the nation. Tybo only a junior.
And you've got his dad, Jason, Senior. He's got him thinking, hey, tonight you got your hands full, get ready.
Yeah.
And the Rogers family saying the same thing. Hey, this is the team to beat, right?
This is the guy to beat right here,
They want to go to the air, in trouble. They do get it. They won't get the first down, though. And they put it in the hands of Qualls, but Qualls quickly collected at about the 35-yard line. So it brings up 3rd and 6, I think. It looks like, well, no, it's 5. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Looked like the timing on that was a little off for the Drillers there on that little slip screen.
So first quarter 3rd downs always catch my attention. I like to kind of just see who's dialed in early on these 3rd downs. We know everybody's paying attention in the 4th quarter. Boy, these 3rd downs in first quarters always catch my attention. Montero's in trouble, wants to go. He gets it to Rogers. Can Rogers go? And he does.
Oh, he got the first down there.
The first down, but I'll tell you what, Will Kanavalov
made the tackle. He didn't make that tackle. That play's going for a while.
So Kanavalov with a big stop. And where's jersey number 7? And when you get a speedster by the ankles and he goes down, it's a big sigh of relief, like, woof.
Yeah.
Montero behind center. Rogers behind him. In motion, he sends Rivera. They go to Rogers. Rogers looking for another seam. Oh, boy, he's really great in traffic, too, isn't he? Gets up to midfield at the Patriot logo. He's very good in traffic.
Well, they're so conscious of him breaking it outside with that speed. So what he does, if you see, he's bounced a couple to the outside on the little stretch play. Just kind of setting up that inside break, and that's where he went on that 72 yards earlier.
That's a great point, Rick. 1:30 remaining here in this first quarter. Well, this crowd's been jolted early, both sides. Both sides have had 2 great runs here already. Montero, play action, look out, fires it, and it's almost intercepted, but it's caught. What a great catch. Rocha makes the great catch. He's flung to the ground by Caleb Reisvig, and that was a big tackle, a hard tackle. But that's a huge pickup right there.
That is. That's a little Travis Kelce play there where they got tripped, 2 receivers on the outside. Right. You think they're going to forget about him. He kind of curls up, and that goes back to Rashawn Sheehy's Kansas City days. He's kind of picked a little out of Andy Reid's playbook.
I bet he has. Rogers in trouble, still able to fall forward for 3. I had a discussion with Coach Sheehy yesterday in person. Stopped him for a little bit over there on the field, and he was going from football practice to get his varsity girl basketball team ready for their practice, and so that bore an easy avenue for me to talk to him about both and where he's at, and we'll share a little bit more of that as the evening unfolds. But it was an interesting discussion, and great to hear his point of view from this very interesting season where he's at the helm. And I asked him some point-blank questions, and he gave me some point-blank answers. 2nd and 7. Montero looks left the entire time, throws out, and it's a beauty, and it is caught. What a catch. Dalen Leach with the focus and the concentration, but how about Montiero putting that on the number? He put it where they had to be on the football field, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Wow, what a play. 1st and 10, Drillers from the 17-yard line. So now Brian Nixon and his defense are going to dig in here with another strike by Montiero's arm, and they're going to start the clock, but both teams are going to let the first quarter run out. What a start, everybody. Great to have you with us. This is shaping up to be a nice one. BHS at Liberty on the Kern Network. Back right after this.
Fans, Liberty High School administration, staff, and students would like to welcome some very special guests to tonight's game. The BHS class of 1961 are in the house and are seated on the north end of the visitors' side while celebrating their 60th class reunion.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
Welcome back, everybody. First quarter done, 7-7, tied. Here comes the start of the second quarter, and it's the Drillers on a 1st and 10, and they run to the left side. They put the ball in the hands of one of their workhorses, Dracir Mackey. And Dracir Mackey, Dr. Mack, is a tough load to bring down. 4 tough yards. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Has been relegated to a fullback, H-back type player when Tybo is at when he is at tailback.
His body will thank him, though. Not as many carries. 2nd and 6. Christian Edwards made that tackle. Hard count. Almost got the Patriots. Now they put it in the hands of Rogers. Rogers cannot go anywhere. He tried to get outside, and he was wrestled down quickly. What a great job by Riley Hernandez. He did most of the heavy lifting on that.
One thing Liberty defense does is they tackle well. And getting back to talking about tackling well is we had the East Foothill game last week. Jeez Louise. Overtime game. Foothill just ran out of gas. They had played 3 straight overtime games and just were out of gas.
I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit more on that later on. Well, how about that for a cue? We'll do it right now.
There you
Timeout called by the Drillers. Coach Sheehy wants to talk to his players. As you know, everybody, Kern Network, we've been doing this for a long time, cover games on Friday nights for football, and we'll hope to get back in the swing of doing some indoor sports here pretty soon. But Friday nights are big for us. Sometimes we've had 3 games going on. Right now we've just tried to drill down to keep 2 really good games. And a couple weeks ago, Cornford and I had Foothill at Highland, and that was a never-ending roller coaster. I was talking to you guys and saying there was never a dead minute. There was never a time during that game where we were just like, okay, every single minute. Well, last week we were over at Independence West game. Pretty good game, but nothing compared to yours, Rick. That was a real doozy.
And I tell you what, probably 3 of the best games this year is Foothill East, Foothill Highland, Foothill North.
Wow. Foothill
involved in every most exciting game this year, and they won 2 out of 3.
Well, we had seen the text photo got sent over to Kevin and I of the pizza that was supplied from the east side. You had said east side hospitality, which I dig it.
Yeah. They don't like you guys, so don't take it personal. It's one of those things, you know.
What a finish, though. Exciting time. Eastside just so jubilant, crazy. Here we go. 3rd and 6 after the timeout. Monteros, and flags fly, and I think that's going to be on the man in motion for the Drillers. He cut up field too early.
I think what it is, Vance, is that you look at Rick, and then you look at the two of us, and they don't want to spend that kind of money on pizza. He's in shape, and
With him and Kenny, they say, you know what, they'll only have a couple slices.
Yeah.
They look at,
But then you got to realize we have Big Julian there, so he covers a lot of ground.
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
yeah, but protein shakes don't count.
Yeah,
bro.
that's right.
They look at Kevin and I and go, no, we don't have the budget for that. How about this? It was on the Patriots, so it's 3rd and 1. Monteros to Rogers. Rogers busts through, and he's still on his feet, and he definitely picks up the first down. Man, when you give him a ball with 1 yard, he's going to get it.
I tell you what, I don't care where you put that kid at, running back, quarterback, receiver, he's going to make plays. He's going to find a way to make plays.
Picks up the first down, so it's going to be 1st and goal. It looks like as close as the 2-yard line. Are my eyes deceiving me? It looks like it's 1st and goal from the.
I think you're right. They bring Provençal back in, number 45 for the Liberty Patriots.
And they get him before the goal line. They gave the ball to Mackey.
Oh, they called it a touchdown.
Ooh, boy. And Coach Nixon and the Liberty staff and myself and Rick a bit flummoxed.
Yeah, through my lens, it didn't look like, but
yeah,
it's hard to tell with all those feet down there.
It's always tough because the farthest referee outside has that call. Oh.
They did change it.
Okay.
How about that? The officials did change it. So the football gods are okay right now. The football gods are all right.
Coach Nixon threw out his challenge flag. And
yeah, his challenge flag is called, hey!
Yeah.
So we saw it up here. The thigh of Mackey took a big hit, and he was spun short of the goal line. So that brings up 2nd and goal from the 1 now. Monteros right behind center. He might try to jam it in, and this time he does, and that is
I think he's got it
a
this
touchdown all the way through. Drillers score. Touchdown.
VHS touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run by Ty Montero.
So,
Ornelas on for the extra point.
on the road, the Mercurial Drillers, who you can't just really latch on to what's going on with them from time to time, have come to play tonight.
They sure have. And if you look at my list of things they need to do to win.
Bad snap, look out, bad snap, and it goes down. And
but that was one of them. They had to play flawless on special teams.
Well, how about in my notes? In my notes, I had put down 14-7. I might have vexed them.
Yeah.
It could have been a Halloween vex. I put down that they already had 14. And in your notes, it was special teams. So
You have to play flawless on special teams against a team like Liberty, who's, like you say, very well coached, but they have great kickers and great skill people.
we would like to thank everybody at Liberty High School. Our principal here is Libby Wyatt, the AP of Instruction, Josh Williams, the AP of Administration, Ron Priest, the Dean of Students, Corey Robb, Athletics Director, Tim Davis, Activities Director, Brooke Slayton, Plant Supervisor, Marcus Ludlow. Thank you to Liberty High School for hosting us tonight. It's been always a great time here, and a special thank you to Stan Green and the Kern High School District Superintendents, and, of course, our sponsors at Valley Strong Credit Union. So appreciate you allowing us to put on events like this, all the high schools throughout Kern County. What a pleasure. 13-7. I said it, 13-7. And Krishan Kizzy takes it at the 10-yard line, looking for a seam, looking for a gap. Oh, big contact. Woo! At the 34-yard line. We're talking full speed, and he was hit by Armani Austin.
And we talked about, on my list, was playing flawless on special teams, and that's not doing it. You don't kick it to Oliver. You don't kick it to Kizzy. You got 9 other players over there. Kick it to them. Either one of those guys got the capability to break it for a touchdown.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Hearing some scores. Centennial's up on Frontier. Garces up big on Stockdale. Carson Woods had a great first drive. Stands in the shotgun with his heels on his own 30-yard line. Comes up a little closer to bark out an order. 1st and 10, under 10 to go in the half. Patriots trail by 6. They start on the ground on this drive, and it's a good gain. About a 6-yard gain by Grant Austin.
41-yard line by number 26, Tertier Mackey, and number 11, Alex Rocha.
Oh, we got a fumble.
Ball is on the ground. Fumble. Do they call it? It is. They call the fumble, and there it is. The Drillers with the first turnover capitalization of the football game.
And that was Qualls on that recovery.
Ooh. So Rivera knocks it out, and Chris Qualls picks it up. So here all of a sudden you've got the Drillers with 9:22 remaining here in this first half with great field position and some mojo.
You're seeing Bakersfield. Liberty hasn't faced a defense like that to shut down the run so far. They're going to have to go to the pass a little bit more, and you've seen that. And, of course, you saw the turnover there.
1st and 10. Montero wants to go to the air, but he quickly tosses over to Rogers. Rogers looking to get outside on those linebackers. Rogers busts through. They try to strip the ball out. They can't get it. 36-yard line, and he's brought down by a couple of the superstars, Jason Oliver and Caleb Ricewig, but not until a big first down on just a quick little toss.
Yeah, that's a great first down play. Again, getting Tybo, not between the tackles, but where?
Right.
Out in space.
Right.
Out in space where he's tough to tackle.
A long handoff, and it nets them 17 yards. Wow, they got a long ways. 1st and 10 now. That Driller offensive line, they're feeling good. Things are starting to go their way. And a delayed handoff to Rogers, and nothing doing there. And the first guy in was Jalen Hankins, and Rogers stopped quickly. So
it looked like Hankins had a chance to get him about 3 yards deep in the backfield, missed a tackle.
Did enough to slow him down. Who bought dinner, you or Joe?
Joe did.
Joe bought dinner?
Yeah.
Again, my phone number's been the same for Joe. My number's been the same. My phone number's been the same 15 years, and I don't get the call. Nothing, zero. Dinner, nothing.
Yeah,
guacamole.
We had a crowd there.
Oh,
so.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah,
everybody was there but me. Hey, Brick,
here we go.
Montero in trouble, throws across his body. Look out, and Rogers makes the catch, but. Oh, they call it incomplete, and it really wouldn't have meant anything anyway. Maybe a 2-yard gain.
We got a flag here.
And a flag.
It looks like it's going to be against the Liberty sideline.
The coaching staff might have had something to say for the line judge, and the line judge tossed it. Will that be the warning, the old sideline warning, or is this something more serious?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Yep.
Okay, a sideline warning. One of the assistant coaches was
in the way,
strolling down, and the official bumped into him and said, "Hey, my man, we don't get a lot in our life, but we have this lane right here, please." 3rd and 12, not lost in all of that. Was a great defensive effort by the Patriots. Now the white hat's got his microphone on. He needs to turn it off. Montero drops back, has a ton of time, a lot of time. Fires it out there, and
we got a PI.
Flag. That's going to be an interference on Wattenberger. And I don't like to call him because I don't always know what's going on down there, but that one we saw.
Yeah.
So big play.
Yeah.
Big play.
And he didn't mean to pump that. Montero But when he did, Wattenbarger went for the ball like he should and got in the way of, looked like Daylon Leach.
Well, he had all that time, Rick.
Yeah.
He had that time to kind of stand around and make some new decisions. I understand you're getting texts from your fans?
Yeah, Mr. Jeff Showers.
Jeffrey.
Long time.
Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. I told one of my kids, you ever see that guy, just call him Pittsburgh. He'll know you bumped into an Arvin guy.
I call him Beethoven. What?
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
You see Jeff?
I don't know that story.
Because you're not from Arvin, dude.
Yeah. Well, do you know the Beethoven story? All right, then. All right.
Look, we don't have all night to talk about Jeff Showers, right? First and 10. 7:34 remaining in this first half. Right behind center is Monteiro. And that's going to be a movement on the receiver on the far left end down there. Bryson Campos got a little excited and took off. I will say that we did see probably the best athlete of all the Showers tonight, Bradley Showers. I saw Brad down on the gate. He's youngest
tonight.
Yeah, right now his youngest is it's her senior night here, so his better half's youngest, senior night.
So he's a Liberty Patriot. His son is a Liberty Patriot.
No, his better half's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Senior cheerleader, so he's here for that.
Oh,
but,
okay.
You know, if we're going to talk about Showers, I'm surprised Greg hasn't weighed in already. So tell Van Horn to pipe down, or Paul Dameron, or everybody. First and 15, Monteiro's beautiful play design, but how about the defense? Wow, what a fantastic job by Wattenberger. He's still red about that call, so he's trying to show everybody, I can make it up. Great play right there. Really nice play.
Wattenbarger, one of their leading tacklers, along with Provençal and Kanaveloff. Much like his dad, Mark Wattenbarger.
Clock continues to tick. No real frantic hurry right now by the Drillers. Ball's on the 25-yard line, 2nd and 13. Taking a while to get this play in, though. I'm looking at that back official back there. Oh, okay. He took his hand off his hat, and I thought he was giving it the 5 seconds. Oh, there it goes.
Well, they've all got a little different signature.
They better get this thing off. Montero does. Throws across the body again. Stops. He's in trouble. Gets chased out. Has a man over here. Will it connect? And it does.
He's got Leach.
How about this? Fumble!
Oh!
So that's going to be an interesting play because
that's going to be a touchback.
He fumbled it into the end zone. There's a flag over here, though, Rick.
That's probably going to be a hold on the Drillers here.
Leach makes the catch, but a big hit by the Patriots at the goal line. The ball pops into the end zone. It'll be a touchback. But a flag right between the hash marks, midfield where the pass was tossed by Monteiro. So let's see what happens here. The white hat over discussing it with his two officials. Ooh, what a turn of events here. Let's listen to the explanation. So ineligible man downfield. And pretty much textbook call right there. Decline, and it'll be 1st and 10 Patriots.
And it looked like Oliver recovered the fumble in the end zone. I think he had thoughts of running it out, but got tackled immediately upon
what
recovery.
A big play. What a huge play by that Liberty defense. They get PI called, a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
They come back, and Wattenberger makes a big play here, and then a forced fumble on what was going to be a really big-time touchdown for the Drillers, to put them up big here late in this first half. How about this? Here come the Patriots back again. Carson Woods in the shotgun. His heels are on the 15-yard line. He wants to run it, fakes it, hands it off, and gives it to Grant Austin. So they both kind of take off from that read option and run forward. Whew. A little bit of a hurry-up feel here with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah.
And they burst through the line of scrimmage. And Austin again, and man, he had a bowling ball. He was knocking guys over.
What you see is when it change of possession, you don't see a lot of Drillers coming off the field. A lot of guys going two ways. So if you're Liberty, they're doing the right thing and running a hurry-up offense. So one of their objectives is to wear this Driller team down.
2nd and 5, And Austin with another big, no, this isn't Austin, sorry, this is
That's
Hankins. Hankins with a big run to the 46-yard line, 45-yard line. And the chain gang's having a hard time keeping up, and even the scoreboard operator. Hey, when you're sitting there and you can't keep up with your fingers, that's a fast offense. 1st and 10, they're doing it again just like Coach Van Horn said. They give the ball on another strong run to Jalen Hankins, and here comes Austin. He'll come back in very quickly. Drillers, nobody coming on or off the field, Coach. Nobody, not a single driller. Woods hands the ball off. No gain. 3rd and 5. And we're going to dip below the 5-minute mark here. What a great first half, 13-7. The Drillers are up 6. On Vance Palm alongside Rick Van Horn. He's got a bodyguard here. I've got Kevin Woolley. We're even. Across the middle, Woods. Oh, what a catch. And it's bobbled and caught again. Oh, man. Jason Oliver caught it, then was hammered by Tybo Rogers. The ball pops out. He hangs on to it again and goes down after Qualls hits him. That's some talent right there. And here come the Patriots. And they give the ball to Austin.
You're going to see in this fast-paced offense that they're running, they've got about maybe 3 plays that they're running. Most of them run. They probably have 1 pass and 2 run plays in that.
They stay on the ground with it. The Drillers this time slow it down, and that was to Hankins, and he actually loses maybe a yard. And this is a frenetic pace for both sides. Offensive line, they're having to suck it up too. They got the big fella right there and Caleb Trobaugh, and finally Coach Sheehy and his staff say, all right, let's put a stop to it. We need to catch our breath here and get our wits about us. With 3:56 to go in the first half, it's 13-7, but here come the Patriots. They are storming down the field heading north.
So Bakersfield calls the timeout. That's their second one
Now,
remaining in the half.
let's get to some numbers here. If Bakersfield High wins this game, it'll be the 796th game in Driller history. They've got 795 right now.
So if they win tonight, it'd be 796. And if they ran all the way out and won a Valley Championship, it would be
about 799 because we're counting 3 playoff games. So
it wouldn't be 4 playoff games.
It would be. I don't think so. Now, depending on how many teams in the bracket go, right now BHS is scheduled to go Division II. And right now they're ranked number 1 in Division II.
So they may get a bye.
So they may get a bye. I'm sure they will.
So that means our first game next year,
maybe 800.
You and Kenny will be vying for the BHS game. That's all right, dude. I'm a man of love and giving, and I know that you guys will want that.
Hey, we're not.
Here we go. 3rd and 8. Big play here for this Driller defense.
We have no bias.
Woods in the shotgun, looks right, keeps it himself, and they hang on to him. The Drillers do a nice job of reading that play, and a good job tackle by Mackey, but also the big fella, Mr. Driller, Jaden Dock, with a stop. So how about this? Are we going to see Dylan Lynch come in for a 36-yarder, Rick?
Well, it's not Dylan Lynch, yeah. And then you have Dalen Leach,
I know,
number 5 on the other side.
This is the southpaw, the lefty. Nice snap, nice kick. Man, that's just a beauty. That is a beauty. And it's a 13-10 football game. 36-yarder looked like a sand wedge for Dylan Lynch. Once again, everybody, if you're watching Kern 9 Network, pleasure to have you with us. Kevin Woolley, our director, a West High Viking. I happen to be an Arvin Bear. Rick Van Horn to my left, BHS Driller. How about your security guard, your bodyguard?
Highland High Scotsman.
Big Joe in his kilt. Good one tonight. A good one tonight. Liberty hosting the Drillers. Bakersfield, California preface tonight's game with rivalry week all week, and last night's games, tonight's games, rivalry week, North-South, Shafter Wasco, Centennial Frontier, this big one right here.
We've got North-South tonight, East Highland, Garza, Stockdale, Shafter, Wasco. Man. We've done those in the past, and I tell you that's a heck of an atmosphere.
You and I did one at Shafter that was about 1 degree out, and I was catching a bunch of flack because I was complaining about the cold air. How about
what
this
a
big
kick.
boot? Whoa,
wow.
Out of the end zone. So Dylan Lynch with a 70-yard boot off the tee. How's that?
Senior, 5'11", 170. If he can do that consistently, writing his own ticket.
That was nice. 3:09 remains here in this first half. The Drillers come out with a 3-point lead. They've had 2 touchdowns, but 1 PAT did not work. And now that leaves it in that field goal margin. And we know that Dylan Lynch can kick half the football field with a good snap.
Well, if you're the Drillers, you don't want to go 3 and out here.
In motion is Leach. And
that was Bucky.
They hand it to Mackey, and Mackey gets tackled on the attempt out to the right side. You're saying Bucky got him?
That was 72. Grant Bucky.
88 or 72?
72. Remember, he changed his number. He was now an offensive tackle. Early on, he was didn't play a whole lot of offense. Coach Nixon went to him and said, hey, we need you on offense. And he said, you got it, Coach.
2nd and 10. Patriots look like they're bringing more. Montero goes down the far side. He's got a man open.
Holy cow.
How about this? Gone. An 80-yard bomb.
Wow.
So Tybo gone down the far side. And, boy, as much as you want to talk about his speed, that's a perfect pass by Montero.
It was.
From Montero to Rogers.
Wow. 80-yard touchdown pass. And it's now 19-10.
Well, it kind of shows everybody in the stadium. This guy is on a different level than everybody else.
Now here's an important PAT.
They've already missed 1. They can't afford to miss 2.
This will at least make it a 10-point spread. And this one is low and go good. It was a 4-iron that shot to the right side of the field goal post, but it goes through. And how about this, 20-10. And the defensive back for the Patriots did give this little sign when he got up. He thought he was shoved a little bit. And Rogers caught that in stride. That's another thing. You catch it out of stride, you got to kind of have to restart your engines. But he caught that thing in full stride, and that was just a great pass.
Well, I
by
tell you
Tom
what,
Montero.
you've got to give a lot of credit to Montero there, because you don't realize that he doesn't have the arm to sit back there, let Rogers run down there and throw the ball, because Rogers will outrun his arm. He's got to throw that on time, and it's about 1-2, throw it, and Rogers runs under it.
A special hello to the 60th class reunion for Bakersfield High School. The 60th class reunion, 1961. And a special hello to Joanna Morosa. Hello, Joanna Morosa, with the 60th class reunion here tonight for BHS. Wow. And how about this for a return? Hey, the Patriots are going to start at the 43-yard line with 2:06 to go here in this first half.
Kizzy's averaging about 35 yards a return. If you're the special teams coach, guess what? You tell your kicker, don't kick it to that guy.
Well, and nowadays, Rick, we see so many teams, especially at the high school level, and I see it every weekend at the junior college level. Little 8-irons over here, pitching wedge 9s over here. The last thing you want to do is hit a 3-wood back to your speedy guy.
Yeah. They've got the ball almost, they're on the 40-yard line, and they've got 2 minutes left.
First and 10, Woods. They stay on the ground with it. They've had a lot of success with it, and that's some more success. How about a 14-yard run for Hankins up to the 45-yard line?
Down to the 45 of Bakersfield. First down, Liberty.
First and 10. Another run play.
Number 80, J-Pin Doc. Stopped at the line is 29, Jalen Hankins.
Timeout's going to be taken by the Patriots. We'll stay here because we're close to the halftime mark. Again, Kern High School District would like to congratulate and welcome to the game tonight the 60th high school reunion group from Bakersfield High School. They're over here by that once-a-driller. Oh, with the once-a-driller over here, kind of right by the steps right there. There's a good look at them right there. Boy, if they knew they were getting filmed, they'd be jumping up and waving and clapping and everything else. Joanna Morosa, special hello to you. I'm using her high school maiden name, so that's a little sneaky. When your friend's the announcer, you get away with that kind of stuff.
There you go.
2nd and 11. Woods with a ton of time. He puts a beauty up there, and it is intercepted. Picked off by who else? Tybo Rogers. Wow. So Rogers with a big interception, and it was intended out there for Jason Oliver. So you've got these great athletes going up for it. And for a second there, I thought it was a reception, but Rogers brings it down. And so with 1:26 remaining here in this first half, the Drillers with a 10-point lead in Liberty in some unfamiliar territory here at their home turf.
Wow. Well, you're going to see the Drillers. They don't want to make any mistakes here. 2010, you would have never thought that when we were coming over here when this game was lined up early Tuesday.
Right.
And you told me BHS was going to be ahead 20-10 at half. I would say no way.
Well, it sets up for a great third quarter.
So you're going to see BHS. They're going to take one shot with Tybo. And after that, they're going to run out the clock.
Chris Qualls down here close to us. Leach in the look out, guys. Oh, and Qualls fell down. And I thought that was going to be a huge pop, but he lost his footing. 112 and counting. They may try to go for one more. They launch another one out there. This one's up high. A battle for it and almost intercepted. So that was one of those passes that got a lot of air underneath it.
That looked like Oliver breaking that up.
And Campos had to kind of turn into a defender very quickly.
Oh, well, 21, Deion Williams. That should have been an interception.
So 3rd and 3 now. Boy, I think now the Drillers are in a spot where you know, run the ball. And then take a penalty and kick it.
Well, you know, I thought they would take one shot downfield. They took two. Now Liberty may get the ball back if they hold him here.
So Rogers on the right hip, and Montero in trouble, and they try to do a screenplay to Rogers. Ball's batted down, so the clock stops.
Yeah.
Clock stops, so maybe not the best game management there.
Right.
Up 10 with a big turnover that falls into your hands, but Coach Sheehy and his staff feeling awfully comfortable with taking a few shots.
Well, we talked about it. What's your philosophy going to be? You're right.
Hey,
Let's go for it.
You said it.
This is the Battle of Bakersfield right here. Best team in town. Two best teams are playing tonight. Or do we save it for the playoffs in Division II?
I think they want it tonight. So here is Tybo Rogers back to punt. And there's the snap. A little bit of a stall, and he got a big foot under it. So some big hits going on already.
Oh.
And Oliver gets pushed back. How about this bounce?
Wow.
And he just has to let it go. Didn't want to take a risk. And it's to the 18-yard line. So what a bounce. So Tybo Rogers, he's even getting some big-time punts under his belt. And you saw Oliver think about it for a second. He thought about just taking off with it. But then that last bounce was one of those quintessential football bounces.
He didn't get it.
Nah, I'm not going to mess with this.
I think his dad's going to have some words with him on that one.
You never. I mean, look, it's a tough. That ball starts to bounce those funky directions. The
Yeah,
last thing you want is to bounce off your shin.
But you got to catch that in the air.
Saw the Dean of Local Sports, Greg Kerr, this evening. Haven't seen Greg since, I don't know, last week.
Last week, maybe.
Saw him at the great Bakersfield College Athletics inaugural Hall of Fame. Greg did a masterful job there. 1st and 10, Carson Woods. Hard counts, nobody goes, or do they? Oh, it's the Patriots that get called.
Now, what do you do if you're Liberty here? You got a minute left, 42 seconds.
I'm going down. If you're asking me personally, I'm going to go down on a knee.
Yeah.
But
You've got a kid back there, a couple of them, that can cover a lot of ground. They've got Tybo now locked up on Oliver. Okay, so they're going to play kind of a two-shell, but Tybo's locked up on Oliver wherever he goes.
Well, they've got the long leg of Dylan Lynch, but they still have a long way to go. They're going to go to the air. And Woods, nice start to this series right here. Boy, that's a good play right there, and they put it up in Hankins' hands, and he gets going. So now
Liberty's got 2 timeouts left.
It's the officials' timeout. They stop the clock.
Gain of 20, first down.
And now they start it up again. Here we go. Woods in the shotgun. Looks left the entire time, and it is pitched and it is caught out there. And Rogers trying to strip the ball out of Krishan Kizzy's hands. Not going to happen. And so now we definitely are going to have a timeout called by the Patriots. So you never know if they can get this close enough. If not a touchdown, maybe Lynch can get a shot at kicking a long one. You never know. My natural gut reaction was just, let's get out of here at this half. We're down 10. Nothing crazy back here. We got some thirsty DBs back there that want the ball. But that's, of course, why I'm not coaching.
Well, the other thing is I'm going to find out, if I'm Carson Woods, I'm going to find out where 22 is on the opposing team and throw opposite.
Exactly.
Okay? He's had too good of a game. Things are going his way so far in this first half.
I invited the young black cat up here to talk about his jump shot, but he said, nah, I doubt it, Dad. I doubt it. I doubt I can make it. Because I know Van Horn and Joe are up, but I doubt I'll make it up there.
You know, he doesn't have his 10,000 hours in yet. So when he gets that 10,000 hours in.
I told him all about that.
Okay.
I said, you never be an aficionado at everything until you get your 10,000 hours.
10,000 hours.
Malcolm Gladwell on the Outliers.
That's right.
Well, we've got 2 hours. How's that?
All right.
Here we go. 2nd and 4, but that's not even really the storyline. It's more about the 21 seconds and the one timeout they have left. Carson Woods, the QB for the Patriots, had a blistering start to this game. And now we have flags, and boy, I hate to see that as you're trying to get precision as the premium in these last few plays before the end of the half. But it is offsides, and it moves it to a first down. And how about this? 1st and 10 from the 46-yard line. So they had a brief second to start to have a quick team meeting over here.
Yeah.
All the Patriots ran over to talk to Coach Nixon. Coach Nixon talking to the white hat and pointing to the line judge, so it should be first down.
Well, they've got it marked first down.
The officials now having a timeout, and they're going to discuss this with Brian Nixon, and seems to be somewhat of a decent give and take.
Yeah, he's got to explain that to about 3 or 4 ex-head coaches down there. You know,
yeah, right. You got some pretty big names down there. Whoa, whoa.
You got Ryan Ridge, you got Jason Oliver, you got Mike Lewis down there.
I talked to Lefty.
Yeah.
Yeah, pregame, he had one thing on his mind other than coaching a fabulous game. He goes, "You taking any Redstone's money lately?" I said, "Funny you should ask. Funny you should ask." So there's still some discombobulation down there, and you've got Carson Woods coming back over again to talk to Brian Nixon. Now the white hat is wanting to make sure.
I believe they want to put 22 on the clock.
Oh, they want 22 seconds on the clock. All right. Sit tight.
The quarterback shouldn't have been allowed to come over and talk to the coach.
Well, now they put 2:22 up. I'm sure Coach Nixon would love an extra 2 minutes and 2 seconds, so that's not going to work. Doesn't the guy have a microphone? The ref? Can he get on there and say,
yeah,
Rick Van Horn, go inside and say.
That's how I heard it.
Right. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10. 1 timeout left for the Patriots. They're on the 45-yard line. Carson Woods in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Has some good time. Fires across the middle. And
Rocha.
Broken up by Rocha. Intended out there for Dion Williams. So broken up.
11, Alex Rocha. 2nd down.
Second and 10.
Well, that's where the open area is at. Right in that middle there, you got a 2 shell, what they call it, cover 2 shell. So the open area is right there on those inside slants.
And they could be shooting to try to get it right there in the middle of the football field. Woods, then they drop everybody back on the right side looking for a long pass. It's a screenplay. They put it in the hands of Hankins. How about this? Hankins getting some big-time yardage. Cuts back up the field. Still on his feet. Can Hankins get to the end zone? He's trying to get to the cone. Oh, and they catch him. Didn't get out of bounds, though. He did not get out of bounds. So Coach Nixon's going to call his final timeout. Here we are saying they should have gone down on a knee, and they're about to score. So Coach Nixon calls a timeout. 5 seconds only. Is that enough time to take one shot at the corner and then get your kicking team up here? Coach Van Horn. It's close, boy. It's close.
Yeah. You take the points right now. You take the points. You know who ran him down there?
Tybo.
Yeah. Did I have to say anything?
So first and 10 from the 13-yard line. Tybo ran him down.
You go ahead, make this a 1-score game. Right now you're a 2-score game. If you don't get nothing out of this, then you're going to have to kick yourself.
So we saw Dylan Lynch.
Now remember, if they try and go for a 1 play, they got no timeouts.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm presenting it that way. No timeouts. They got to take a shot to the corner, and they've got to do it very, very quickly with 5 seconds. So you asked me a minute and 15 seconds ago, what do you do if you're down here? I said, you just take a knee and go out down 10. Mm-hmm. Coach Nixon laughing at us, just saying, you guys, I'm mocking you. Here is a 5-second mark look at what they're going to do, and Coach Sheehan and his defense called that timeout. So,
well, that was a basketball timeout. You know about that, right?
Speaking of basketball, we have the young gun up here, freshman for the BHS Drillers. You gave me a little insight tonight on, you said somebody was going to have a big night. Who was that?
Tybo Rogers.
Why did you say, did you have some inside information?
Nope.
He didn't say anything to you guys?
Nope.
That's the voice of the young gunslinger, Noah Palm, and he's got his great friend Devin here. Devin just came from the barber about 5 years ago. BHS kids having a good time. How's high school going? You guys liking it? Good. Here we go.
They came to their senses. They're going to kick the field goal here.
So they are going to take the 3. I think, like you said, it's a great basketball timeout, kind of see what they're going to go.
See what they're going to line up in. You know.
So here's a 32-yarder. So now it's Metters. It's not even Lynch. It's Metters coming in for basically a 30-yarder.
He's their short yardage guy.
And there's no trickeration. And it is no good. Wide right. They didn't even rush the kick. There was no rush. Everybody stood still, and it went wide right. I just thought for sure. I kept talking about Dylan Lynch, but it's Metters.
Well,
so 20-10 at the half. We'll take a break. When we come back, it will be the Liberty Marching Band with Kevin Willie. And if we get a chance, we'll have some interviews. But for now, 20-10 at the half. What a start tonight on the Kern High Network.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
This is Andy Watson, Miss Haley Earls, and Desmond. The marching Patriots are led on the field by drum majors Quinlan Woolsey and Kaylee Mendoza. Color guard captains Hannah Bryant, Lily Richards, and Felicia Figueroa. Percussion captains Josh Matthew, Christopher Zavala, and Leslie Mendoza. Tonight, the marching Patriots.
Well, we're going to be done before
that's done. Their 2021 film production.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the all-time greatest rusher, holds more football records than anybody in the city of Bakersfield, Mr. Steve Wofford. Steve, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
When's the last time I saw you?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I noticed that because
I've been eating good.
Put on a little weight there.
I've been eating good, man.
Yeah. So Steve set the California state record for most career touchdowns when you were here.
Yes.
All-time leading rusher in the Valley, 7,000 yards.
7,000 yards.
Yeah, 7,108, I think it was.
There you go. You're pretty good. I was wondering if you was going to get it right.
Yeah, I got it right. All right, 108 touchdowns. All time?
Yes.
Okay. Since that record's been broken by a couple of great football players, but not around here. That record will never be broken around here, will it?
Actually, no, not that one, but I think
the rushing.
Was it Ryan Matthews might have got one of them.
He didn't. No,
Single season.
He got the single season.
Gotcha.
He didn't get the all-time. The Dominic Dorsey was close to you.
Yes, he was.
Years ago from Visalia. So, what do you think about this game?
This is actually a good game.
What do you think about this Tybo Rogers?
Tybo Rogers is pretty good.
He's at a different level.
He's pretty good, man. He's been putting in the work. So
he could play with you guys back in the day.
He's a throwback player.
I think so.
He's a throwback player.
So.
Plays both ways, both sides of the ball. I like it.
What do you think about all these drillers that you used to play with? Now their names are being called on the Liberty sideline.
Oh man, it hurts. It hurts my feelings. It hurts my feelings. But hey, you know what? As long as they're playing football, I don't mind it. You know, they kind of give me a hard time. I give them a hard time. So it's just a friendly battle within the local kids.
You would like to see things stay the same, but things change around town. You know, it happened to West High,
Yes.
and which is the reason Bakersfield High flourished, and now everybody's coming west. It seems like the next high school that moves out further than Liberty is going to same way. So you're going to have
Yes.
Liberty players moved out that way. So what are you up to these days?
Right now I'm actually working with a company called Eat, and we actually just train kids, get them ready for their prospective sports. No matter whether it's soccer, I got a few soccer kids, basketball, no matter what sport it is, I'm out there training them, getting them ready for their season. So feel free to come out or get in touch with me.
That's right. That's right. Now, I also coach Steve, not only in high school, but I also coached him in the Arena Football League. He was one of the all-time greats for the Bakersfield Blitz that was in town here a few years ago.
Those were the good old days.
Those were the good old days,
Yeah.
weren't they?
They were the good old
They
days.
were fun. I tell you what. Talk a little about that compared to regular football.
Oh, yeah. The first thing you'll notice with indoor football is actually the size of the field. Everything's pretty condensed down to 50 yards and 25 yards wide. So you gotta be elusive within those confined spaces. So it's definitely different, especially the kickoff returns. Where you got to worry about that scoreboard. Out in the Rabobank Arena, so it's different.
And then you got to catch it off the net.
Yes, you got to catch it off the net, and the whole time your back's to the defense.
And I noticed I saw a teammate of yours down here in
Who's
the stands,
that?
Eric Mahanke.
Mahanke, I did see Mahanke down there.
Now his son is number 19 for the Liberty Patriots, wide receiver.
Okay,
so
I was wondering. See, man, they got a lot of the kids over here.
Also, if you can see right here is Mr. Chad Provençal.
Mr.
Right
Chad Provençal, which is my running back coach after you left.
That's right. That's right.
So,
but you gained more yards with me, so he just
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all argue about that one.
What was last thing I'm going to say about Steve is the worst thing he said. We'd get into a game and we'd be up 45 zip, and I'd come over to him and I'd just bring him a jacket. I'd just toss him the jacket, and that meant you're done.
It's over.
You're over.
It's
You're
over.
Wrap it up. It's kind of like when James Brown they would come on. They'd give him the what do they call it?
The big trench coat.
The big trench coat. The cape. They give him the cape.
It's called the
he's
cape.
Done.
Yeah.
So I'd give him the cape. Sit down. You're done.
Oh,
All
man.
right. This has been Steve Wofford. I'm Rick Van Horn, and this is the halftime of the Liberty Bakersfield High football game. Bakersfield High 20, Liberty 10.
10. Yes. Yes.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Liberty BDC Patriot Band, drumline and color guard, as they will take the field for their third show tournament tomorrow in Selma, California. The Liberty High School Band, drumline and color guard are under the direction of band director Jason Armistead. Color guard instructors Megan Romero, Shiloh Drake, and Jacob Ames.
It's wicked cool. It's our new aviation class. It gives kids a chance to break into the industry. There's a lot of careers in aviation. This class is a lot more than just flying planes.
We've learned so much already. We've learned how to take off. We've learned instrument flight rules. It's something everyone can do, I think.
Good. And you see, remember that horizon?
Try to keep it parallel to your cockpit. After the 2-year program, they're going to be able to take the knowledge test for their private pilot exam. I am a pilot. I've been in Bakersfield for 10 years. I worked as an instructor for 6 years and then became a corporate pilot. And I'm a teacher here. We have amazing equipment. Even flight schools don't have that much equipment.
You put a class like this somewhere at North High, and it's really preparing kids to succeed because it gives them a whole new set of opportunities they never knew that they had the chance to pursue. I'm proud to say that I'm from North High School and that we have administration that's willing to put the money into offering really, really neat programs like this and preparing kids to succeed.
A lot of more hands-on activity, a lot more about woodworking and what to do, how to make a career for myself.
It's not only for guys. I am actually learning how to make cupboards and put everything together, like doors, cabinets. It's really fun, actually.
Yeah, well, it's really amazing to see their growth over the course of a year and how they can come in with no real skill at all and leave being able to actually produce furniture and cabinetry.
Houses need cabinets, businesses. Having a pool of resources or kids that have some knowledge in the industry would be real good.
Pull down on that. Let's slide these up. Watch fingers.
It's changed a lot. What I'm seeing here is what it's going towards. The CNC equipment, computers. I could actually build cabinets out of this shop. It's state of the art. It really is.
I am constantly looking for students that have been through these programs. It's always nice to have a person that has some experience. It's a lot easier to train. I think we're fortunate in Bakersfield that the Kern High School District has invested in a program like this. I would encourage other businesses to partner up with the Kern High School District like I've done here, because this really shows you what can be done if business comes together with the Kern High School District.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people in my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
I was shearing my lamb for fair. I have 2 lambs.
This lamb is stubborn.
Taking care of animals is you feed them twice a day, make sure they have water, walk them, make sure they're ready for fair.
Welcome back, everybody. Rick, thanks for that great interview with the legend. I sent a few pictures of you and Steve Wofford talking to some people already, and I'm getting some feedback already. I said, you're right. That is a legend right there. Thanks for that great interview.
That is the legend.
Well, how about this? Third quarter, the Drillers will kick off with a 10-point lead, 20-10. You're watching the Kern High Network. I'm Vance Palm with Rick Van Horn, and they kick it into one of their speedsters at the 15-yard line, and it's going to be really good field position again. And that's Krishan Kizzy. So it'll be 1st and 10. What a great first half. Your thoughts, Rick?
Well, I tell you what, I would have never thought BHS would be in this position at halftime with the 2010 lead over Liberty. Liberty's played lights out the whole season. They had a tough schedule, and BHS did too. But, of course, BHS had to overcome coaching changes and all kinds of stuff this year. COVID. And really playing above and beyond what everybody's expectations were.
Let's see what happens here. Carson Woods looking over the head coach, Brian Nixon, for the Patriots as their first drive of the third quarter starts trailing by 10. They stay on the ground with it, and they've had a lot of success on the ground with it. And, even more right now, Jalen Hankins. And Hankins, he runs like Eric Dickerson with that 29 jersey. Oof.
About a foot shorter, but, yeah, he does.
Great start. 17-yard gain, they say, but how about this? The
my.
Ruin the party pretty quickly there. A nice tackle
51.
Is that Luke Meyer?
Luke Meyer. Almost trying to go too fast there for Liberty.
That's a good point. It's a great, very observant. But they may have rushed that a little too quick myself. 2nd and 12. They've slowed it down and become very deliberate here. The Drillers look like they might bring 5. I don't think so. They stay with 4. What a beautiful pass. Again, a strike, and Kizzy down to the 23-yard line. So Carson Woods is a very, very accurate thrower.
He is. He was able to sit back there with no pressure. Of course, there's a lot of room back there right in the middle of the field, and that's where he's had his best success tonight.
1st and 10, ball's at the 22-yard line. Woods again drops back. Throws, fires, and the Patriots like it, want it. Well, I think in protection, in defense of that official back there, I think his vision was completely blocked by the receiver right in front of him. And this line judge right here saw the hand on the backside and made the call.
I just saw him try to catch a yellow flag thrown back to him, though, so I'm kind of questioning his eyesight there. So that was the ball was not catchable for one, and that, even though that's not a rule, but it looked to me that the way the receiver's body was positioned, the official didn't see what was going on in the backside. And this guy's about 20 yards away, so anyway.
1st and 10. Ball's at the 11.
Liberty's done a great job running the ball all night long against these guys. Their strength is their offensive line, tackle to tackle.
Woods looks back over at the sidelines. He's got 3 receivers split way out to the right side, the top of your screen, or the right top of your screen. And he's got one of his handy running backs back there, gives it to one, and this probably will be an afterthought for the Patriots to get in now, because they have marched down the field, and it's going to be 2nd and 4. They can still pick up a first down at the 1-yard line. But they're not going to need it. That's a touchdown, Jalen Hankins.
– 20-16, Bakersfield High over Liberty. Liberty's lining up for the extra point. Now, who do we have kicking this?
This is Metters this time.
This is Metters again. He had missed that field goal right before halftime.
And 51, Xavier Campos.
So here is the PAT chip shot.
Grant Metters on
20-yarder. He's got the boot. He's got the leg, no question. Perfect snap. And this one is no good, wide right again. The height is perfect.
I don't know
the arc is perfect.
I don't know if you saw that, but he was out. They were out there practicing those chip shots during the halftime show.
So,
well, that's the second one that Metters has missed.
And I'm flummoxed as to why Dylan Lynch. Well, Lynch is the boom man. He lowers the boom, but Metters,
that may be it for Metters. I don't know.
Well, now it's that funky 4-point score difference. It's just a weird number.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, now they're back to even because BHS missed one earlier.
Well. Adds to the storyline of an already riveting game.
There's no doubt about it. Liberty is in Division I for the playoffs. No doubt about it. Bakersfield High, I think regardless, will be Division II.
That's from our man Stan Green.
Yeah.
Give that a look when you can.
And that's the same one I have here. So the only change is it looks like Garces may be bumped up to Division I.
So 2016 the score. Liberty will kick off. They scored quickly. 10-13 remains in the third quarter, so a nice drive by the Patriots. Here comes the kick. This time it's flagged.
Yeah. So totally different this year. Computers totally different. So usually after the season, that Saturday morning, all the athletic directors would gather in Visalia, and they would sit there and they would spend all morning ranking the teams and who is going who's going to play who. Now they just plug it into a computer. Computer spits it out 1 through 88. Actually, there's 104 teams that play football. The last 8 play 8-man football. So you've got 88 teams that play 11-man football.
Just tell me that you're reciting what Stan sent me, please.
No.
Okay.
This is from the Van Horn book of. So, out of that 88,
Stan?
doesn't mean there's going to be 88 teams in the playoffs.
Got it.
If you're not 500 in Visalia, you're not going to the playoffs. There's some teams around here that they're not 500 that won't be going to that playoff, so you knock that off that 88.
Patriots had to knock 5 more yards onto this kickoff, and that gives even more cushion for Tybo. And they switched. Tybo switched right when the kick took off, and he goes right over to where the ball was kicked to. Right at the very last second, he went over and said, all right, switch with me. And by that time, Metters was in motion to kick.
And he guessed right, yeah.
Got it at the goal line and brought it to the 31-yard line. So 1st and 10. Hope you're enjoying all of this, everybody. We're back from halftime. Thanks to Rick Van Horn interviewing the BHS legend, the all-time record holder, the man of men when it comes to driller football, Steve Wofford. Kevin Willey then brought the camera back on field for the Liberty Marching Band and Color Guard, where the astute fan was noticing that there were field goal practice kicks going on as well. So
the drillers come out and open up with Tybo out here at wide receiver on the right.
And they hand the ball to Leach. Leach is manhandled after a 2-yard gain. 20-16 the score. It's that weird 4-point gap, some missed PATs, and
so kind of still a 2-possession game for Liberty.
Of course.
You know, Leach, you just said carried the ball. You remember he's an all-area returning quarterback from West High. Now he's playing tailback, wide receiver, returning
Daylon
kicks.
Leach is his name. 2nd and 8. Monteiro behind center in a mad sprint as Qualls. And oh, goodness, what a big hit from
by Oliver.
Jason Oliver. And Chris Qualls was in motion at a thunderous pace. I mean, he was sprinting behind the line of scrimmage. And they were going to try to use that momentum to help with this push on this run to the right side. But Jason Oliver having none of it and completely stuffed everything with a big-time hit.
Oliver's got a little chip on his shoulders tonight.
They're coming at him, and he knows it.
They're coming at him. They know it. His dad knows it. His dad was an all-time great at Bakersfield High.
Oh, man. 3rd and 11. So again, Rick, they send Tybo Rogers way out to the left.
But Oliver goes with him, so.
And they want to go. They toss it.
They come back
they
with him.
Throw it up and let Tybo get it. Now Tybo puts the wheels on. There's one move. There's two moves. And they called it. The whistles are blowing.
It said he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, okay. They said he listened to the boo birds of the drillers. They don't think so. And Tybo turned around in complete shock as well. Sometimes you'll see those reactions. They'll see the reactions of players like, well, wait a second. But the official marked it at the 35-yard line. So essentially Montero just threw it up.
He just threw it up and said, hey, go get it, man.
Kind of underthrew both the receiver and Oliver.
Well, that's such a popular throw, that behind the shoulder catch, that comeback.
The Aaron Rodgers chuck.
Yeah.
Montero now looks to the right side.
Oh.
Nobody there. Complete misread. I think he was thinking that Leach was going to be somewhere in the neighborhood because Qualls was all the way down to the 20-yard line. So here come the drillers, Rick. They are not laying back at all. .8:16 remains in this third quarter. Nice football game tonight. The Drillers lead 20-16 over a Patriot team that I don't think has been behind in a long time in a league game. Rogers, they grab him about the 32-yard line. Heard Mr. Wofford talking about Tybo Rogers, and he said, it's pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Did you notice on the Liberty side, we're on the Liberty side here, and it's kind of ho-hum, isn't it? It's like, this is another game.
We're going to be fine.
We're going to be fine. That's the first time I've heard music this whole game. And a lot of empty seats. So, it's kind of, hey, Liberty brings out the best in teams, so they've got to expect that.
Rogers split way out to the left in the far left corner of your screen. Being guarded by Oliver. In motion, Qualls.
He's double teamed out there.
Montero stops, throws, and that's a dangerous
pass.
Oh, it was broken up at the very end by Qualls. There are flags on this play, but that was
that was almost picked up by Kanavalov.
Ill-advised pass by Ty Montero.
I think Kanavalov if who was that? Qualls hadn't got his hand up and knocked that down.
And, I mean, that was a great play by Qualls. He was basically behind it and just kind of stuck his arm up there.
He actually became the defender because Kanavalov had that in the sights.
Ooh, dangerous pass for Montero, who's been just as judicious and smart with the ball as you can hope for a quarterback. And that was sketchy. Still don't know what the call is. Here's the white hat. So penalty declined, and that'll bring up
fourth down now.
Is it fourth?
It should have been. Well, they said it says third. Third and about 6.
Montero looks to the left, flushed out of the pocket, stands in trouble. Montero still able to get up to about the 24-yard line, and that should be Liberty ball, even though, they've got it now.
Okay, so it's Liberty ball, 1st and 10 going the other way. They had it wrong.
The coaching staff for the Patriots are thinking that it's third down, though. They were thinking that it was third down.
Well, we thought it was, too, because on the change they had the third down.
So if we go through the synchronicity of the play calls from that driller drive right there.
It was a illegal lineman downfield.
But that was the second play. I mean, that was the third play if they decline it and it ends up being fourth.
Right.
So before that, so everybody seems to be in agreement. 1st and 10. Carson Woods in the shotgun, stands at his own 24-yard line. Got a long way to go to get back in his groove. Even though they trail only by 4, it seems like more than that. Deion Williams in motion. Woods hands the ball off. It's right here to the near side, and it's Hankins again. And this young, tough football player gets it up to about the 32, 33-yard line. A lot of games within the game here. The defensive backs and the receivers have their whole game going on. These offensive linemen and defensive linemen, they've got their whole game going on. And in between it all are guys like Jalen Hankins that just keep bringing the rock.
Bakersfield High was in a straight man coverage that last down. Now they're in the zone.
2nd and 5. Lineman looking back at Woods. Woods tosses one out here. Great play call. It's a first down and more, and it's caught out there by Krishan Kizzy. Nice quick pass play. Smart call. 6.5 and counting in the third quarter. A pass out here, and it's dropped. Didn't look like everybody was completely dialed in and ready and set, but the snap was made. And Williams drops it. So head coach Brian Nixon calling in some plays. A little bit of a shoulder shrug on that drop. Shad Sheehy, coach for the interim head coach for the Drillers. Second and 10. Drillers bringing a bunch. Ball on the ground. It still popped out over here.
I think Liberty's got it. Liberty's got it. Kizzy.
Well, it's going to be Kizzy. That ball bounced out 3 or 4 times, and I don't know if there's any way that the Drillers can say it's theirs because we saw it squirt out over here. And that's going to have to be Patriot football, and the officials are.
The one thing you've got to respect out of Liberty is they can give you what looks like a pass set, and they're going to throw 100%, but they're so good up front and running the ball that you've got to respect that run game first and react to the pass game.
And an official's timeout. This should be third down here. Third down. And the scoreboard says third. The chain gang says second, but it is third down. And I think Coach Sheehy, I don't know what he's asking about.
Well, I didn't realize how bow-legged Coach Sheehy was. Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah, he's that's the Coach Sheehy everybody knows. He walked down the sidelines of those basketball games, and
wow,
that is one quick dude still.
Yes.
He was on Greg Kerr's radio show last week, and Greg was talking to him, and he said, "Coach, I've seen you in the sidelines. You look like you can still go." And he appropriately says, "No."
One of the greatest games in Bakersfield history at Bakersfield College, 18,000 people. Rashawn Sheehy on one side. Guess who was on the other? Steve Wofford.
I was there.
It was a great game and two great players going at it. 16-14 final.
So third down, they've got all that figured out. 3rd and 5.
Yeah.
Ball's at the 48-yard line inside Driller territory.
Looks like some man coverage out here by Bakersfield High.
Pretty big play. This is going to be Christian Edwards going up against Tybo Rogers. They try to keep it on the ground. Nothing doing.
Oh, my.
Nothing doing. And
who was that?
Anthony Rivera was in there.
Number
10. And 10 and 11, Rocha and Rivera.
They're going to actually punt it away.
It'll be 4th and 8.
You know, we had some scores from games around town. Independence was 28-0 over Ridgeview. What do you got?
I've got no scores.
Oh, jeez.
Well, dude, I thought you were starting to run down the line. So Tybo Rogers stands at the 8-yard line. Here's the punt. And it might take one of those bounces. We'll see. And he's going to back away. Really good punt. Nice punt to the 10-yard line. So a good punt. So Lynch puts the left-footed boot on it. 5:09 remaining in this third quarter. Do you have any other scores there, Dr. Van Horn? By the way, we do have our Kern High Network Player of the Game T-shirt tonight to give out to the most valuable player from the winning team. 14-7 Centennial up at the half over Frontier, and that is being covered by Kenneth Calvin, Rich Cornford,
and Richard Cornford,
and Julian Wilson.
Richard Cornford the third.
Rich is such a slacker this year. He's gone to Baylor a couple times,
oh
Tennessee
my God.
a couple times. Sorry, I can't call the game, guys. I'm sitting first class flying to Tennessee. We'll catch you later. It's all right, Rich.
Has he brought you back anything?
Nothing. I've asked him like 3 times, what'd you get me on this trip?
Yeah. Oh, it's Grant Bucky.
Ball is on the ground.
No, he was down. He was down.
And did they give it to him?
I'd have to see that again, but he got slammed to the ground. The ball came out, but.
So we have a driller that's down, and it may be Leach. So he was thrown down to the ground, but the way that I try to watch players' reactions a lot.
Yeah.
And the way that everybody reacted to it, it was like it was a live ball, that's for sure. But and now that they've switched guys off the football field, it's certainly and it's not Leach.
It's Tybo.
Oh, it's Tybo.
Rogers.
Tybo Rogers. I thought it was Leach, and so did Rick Hutchins. So Tybo thrown to the ground.
Yeah, he was. Grant Bucky had him in his grasp. There's no doubt about it. But I thought the ball didn't come out till he slammed into the ground.
So how about this? 5:03 remaining here in the third quarter.
This is big.
And a huge Bucky slam to the grass of Rogers. That ball is out. The Patriots pick it up. And it's first and goal from the 8.
And Bucky didn't even come out the field, lines up at left tackle.
And right next to him is Clayton Leach in the tight end. Hankins trying to get out. Fumble still on the ground. Now the drillers say they have it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're getting okay. They're saying Liberty recovered. Liberty ball. Wow.
Hey, dude, we're on television. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Sorry, everybody. If you heard that, I had to kind of straighten out one of our young Patriot fans who, a little education in grammar.
A little education. He got bad hair anyway, so he's heading down.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man.
That's right.
4:40. The ball's back in the Patriots' hands. Flag on the play, flag everywhere, but they put it in the hands of Hernandez. Hernandez gets it down to the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, nice play call by Coach Nixon, but it looks like it's going to come back. And that may be a 5-yard penalty.
So this 2 change of possessions and a couple fumbles and then some toe-tubbing time. The Patriots have not grasped that momentum after the turnover.
Right.
You want to punch it in right after that. You want to get that fumble recovery and jam it in. It's not happening.
Well, you've got plenty of time here. You need to do what you have to do or do what you do best. You're on the 14 and a half yard line. Do what you do best to get that ball in to take the lead.
Now Woods behind center. Fakes the handoff, comes to this left, throws across his body. It's a beautiful pitch and catch. And how about this? Clayton Leach, we just mentioned his name a minute ago. It makes a nice stretched out reception, and now it gets down to 3rd and goal. Now they're going to hurry it up, Rick. Ball's at the 3 yard line. 3rd and goal from the 3. Woods in the shotgun. They want it, try to jam it in there. Does he get it? Second effort, touchdown, Patriots. Got it. (22-20). 3.5 to go in the third quarter. There's a ton of football still left to play, but this thing is just already building the tension. Okay, now here's the left-footed Lynch, and he hammers it to the back of the track by the scoreboard. You got to hand it to these young kids from Liberty. They know, they know when Lynch is there, they go all the way to the back of the track.
Well, I think that landed in the back of my pickup.
Yeah. It's funny because when the Metters came in, the ball was landing about where those cameras are, and then when Lynch came in, it was on the track.
The kids put their back up against the chain link fence.
And I told you that was the last time we'll probably see Metters today.
23-20. You're right, Rick. 3.5 left here in the third quarter. As I mentioned just a second ago, there's a lot of football. There's a whole other quarter of football, but it feels late in the game just based on the energy here. It's just a really interesting vibe. BHS traveled well from downtown. They got a ton of people over there. And Rick did mention a lot of empty seats. I think that you're looking at a student section where with a lot of teams, other athletic teams are playing tonight.
But you get a vibe when you sit on a sideline where it's like, hey, we've been here before, okay. We've won some games the last few weeks.
Last few years.
Yeah, BHS is down, okay. So now they saw the urgency. Now you get to see everybody up and saying, hey, they got some players over there on BHS.
Lynch trying to boot it.
Holy cow.
And he does. And that's one way to keep it out of those Cats' hands.
Yeah, why they're using 2 kickers, I don't know.
Trying to work a guy out.
Well, yeah.
Well, 3:35.
Like I said, this Lynch kid is a different level, much like Rogers is. You can tell this kicker is a different level.
The Drillers jog on the football field from their sideline meeting with their coaching staff. Montiero to Tybo Rogers. Good to see him back in there.
Well, Tybo tonight draws a lot of attention. So, they haven't done much. If Tybo's not outside as a receiver, their passing game has been basically nothing. When he's a tailback, he's going to run the ball. So you're getting a lot of attention wherever 22's going.
And another Driller down. This play didn't even start. So a timeout on the field. And we will take a short break, step away for a minute. We'll be back here on the Kern High Network. 23-20, Liberty up.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
Tybo down again. Rogers went down again. He goes off the sidelines. Montero throws deep down the sidelines. It's up and good clean fun down the sidelines. Intended out there for Christian Edwards. Sorry, intended for Leach.
Leach.
Guarded by Edwards.
Yeah, a little different.
Christopher Qualls, the intended receiver. Number 4, Christian Edwards, goes offensively.
Wasco up 32-20 over Shafter.
Ooh.
Wasco is the only undefeated team in Kern County this year.
My dad would be proud.
The Wasco Tiger. I know a lot of Tigers that are pretty stoked. 3rd and 6. Big play here. Under 3 to go in the third quarter. Montiero takes a look. Tosses across the middle. A lot of traffic.
Wow, what a great catch.
And it is caught out there by who else? Tybo Rogers. And he goes off the field, on the field, off the field, on the field.
Yeah. If you're not double covering this guy.
On the coverage, 13.
So a big first down. Liberty was hoping to get that football back. They're up 3, 23-20. And this has been a fantastic football game.
Yeah.
So now you have Montero right behind center, up close on a 1st and 10. They hand it to Rogers. Rogers trying to break free. He cannot, but gets 6 or 7 yards.
That's 7 yards.
Working his way out to the.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to, like, him 70-yard runs, though, Rick. I'm spoiled, right?
Well, that's the thing.
Right?
You've got to win on first down, okay? So winning on first down prevents you from going 3rd and long, okay? 3rd and long will kill you throughout the game. That's the big stat always, right?
Yeah, right.
How many 3rd down conversions can you get?
So Tybo's off the field on this 3rd down. Monteiro behind center, and they give it to the workhorse, and he plows his way through. How about this? Well, you just got to love when you put Mackey in there. You take Rogers off the field, and then Mackey does his job and goes back off the field. But
Well, Mackey, let me tell you this. Mackey's got about 4 generations.
Yeah.
Come Sunday afternoon at dinner, and if he gets all the relatives around, they've got him from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, great players that are saying, hey, you only gained 7 yards. You didn't get it done.
Yeah, but that was 7 yards per carry, Dad. Doesn't matter. Rogers back in. Now they're going to start grinding it out. Some old driller football now.
That play right there looked like 1981 Marshall Dillard, number 32.
I know it well, but you've got this 2021 Liberty defense that's as good as ever.
Yeah.
So two great football teams doing what they do. Here's another prediction I bet you never thought you would hear or make in your life growing up, that Neil Diamond's song, Sweet Caroline, will be playing.
I called that. I called that way back. I called that in 81.
Oh, yeah, you do it. You're right.
Jesus Christ, where you been?
Yeah, he's talking about when it didn't first come out, though.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That was out in the 70s. Hello.
2nd and 3. In motion, Qualls. Quick pitch, though. To Rogers, they're trying to get him the ball quicker. And he gets knocked out of bounds. Not taken down, just knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So, again, getting the ball quickly. We saw a pass earlier in the game. Just a quick long handoff.
Just let him get him the ball anywhere and let him go. We talked about getting in the ball in the space. He's probably got 20, 25 touches already to this point in the game. But about only half of them have been in space.
20 seconds. The clock stopped because he was knocked out of bounds. Okay, Rogers behind Montero. They're going to run the play, obviously, when they start the clock, or will they? And the officials now, official timeout. I don't believe that any coach is going to call a timeout with 20 seconds left. Stoppage of play. So the white hat talking to the line judge on both sides. Okay. So.
And we have no idea why they did that, but hey.
I don't want to guess. Montero behind center, Rogers behind him. Hard count and movement by Christian Sanders, one of the drillers, just budged a little too quick. Just budged a little too quick.
5-yard penalty for the false start against Bakersfield. Will move the ball back to the 30.
Before the night is over, you're going to have to tell me a little bit. Chuck Chamberlain, one of the all-time great coaches around here.
You and I haven't seen each other.
Passed away.
And Coach Cornford and I talked about that the night before the funeral, and then last week I was with.
But the funeral was this past week.
2 weeks ago.
And
two Saturdays ago. It was a beautiful, beautiful ceremony and it was a wonderful event. We'll talk about it if we get a second here. 1st and 18. Rogers.
Oh, what a great
from
play by
behind.
Grant Bucky.
And the big fella, Grant Bucky. He read it, saw it, got in there, and that will end the third quarter. 23-20. Liberty up by a field goal. Don't go anywhere. You better stay here and tell your friends to get on the Kern High Network because there's a lot going on in the fourth quarter right after this.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
All right, everybody. Vance Palm here alongside Rick Van Horn, Kevin Willey, Big Joe on our left. We are having a great one tonight. This is a nice one to start of the fourth quarter. The Drillers have the football, 2nd and 17. They're at the Patriots' 35-yard line. In motion, Rogers. They toss it to him. Rogers trying to get upfield. Flag on the play. 2 flags on the play from the white hat and one right here down in front of the play. And I don't want to second guess anybody or any time, but it doesn't look like Tybo's running with that fierce confidence. Maybe they've been banged up a couple times during the last quarter.
Well, he's scored 2 70-plus touchdown runs, right?
Right. No, I get that. He's a little fatigued for sure, but he's not attacking with that Tybo Rogers attack, and I don't know if it's because he's dinged up.
Yeah. I think he's the kind of kid that's good enough to kind of pick his spots.
You're right.
So he'll set a kid up, much like he's at tailback, where he'll go outside, and then boom, break you inside, and it's 70 yards for a touchdown.
Penalties continue to hamper the Drillers' efforts to get back in the end zone. They keep going backwards. 2nd and 25 now.
You might see an Alex Rocha screen here.
Monteiro, Rogers again. Will they pitch it to him? No, they let him go by. They go back over here. Heads up, Monteiro's in trouble. He flings it. It's up in the air, and it is picked off. Intercepted by Wattenberger. Wattenberger cutting back this way, and he's brought down. So we see Monteiro with a couple of bad passes, and that's one of them.
Luke Wattenberger. His dad would have never made that play right there. His dad couldn't catch, so that's a great play by Luke Wattenberger. His dad was a tackler.
A huge play. A Driller down again over on the sidelines. We have a final. Centennial 27, Frontier 14. So the Golden Hawks with a big win at Frontier tonight.
So that's going to drop Frontier in that Division II category down. I tell you what, we didn't know how Frontier was that mystery team that we never knew about, because they had missed so many games, played a semi, not really tough preseason. So they beat some coastal teams.
But they started hot and then had the COVID bus hit them.
Well,
and they had to stop.
Yeah, but I'm saying they didn't play. They didn't have that one game that going, hey, we're for real.
Right. So we have a driller that is down, and the game is completely stopped. Kevin, we'll take a quick break here and just take a minute here. Oh, you know what? Whoa, I say that, and then the driller gets up.
Yeah. Let's talk about Chuck here.
I say that the driller gets up, and by the way, everyone, that is Carmelo Wright. Great funeral, beautiful job. Greg Showers spoke, Johnny Rose spoke, Gary Sedan, the legendary basketball coach who was very, very close friends with Coach Chamberlain.
Billy Satterfield, yeah.
It was a who's who of a lot of guys. No, Bill didn't speak, but it was
he did?
A who's just Johnny Rose, Greg Showers, and Gary Sedan, but a beautiful funeral, great moments, great discussions, and then one of his grandsons, one of Brian's sons, read a beautiful poem. It was just a great tribute to one of the great men all time in my life, Chuck Chamberlain. 1st and 10, Patriots trying to make something happen here. They're up 3, but this game at the beginning of the fourth quarter now is a long ways from over. That's a good start right there. Wow, what a play. Grant Austin bursts through, but there's a flag way back here, so we're starting to see a lot of flags. Coach Nixon not liking it.
He's got to bring it back.
Yeah, sure is.
Oh, man.
Didn't have a lot of flags in the first half, but the vibe's kind of changing a little bit here.
See Tybo Rogers limping around a little bit. He's went down a couple times with cramps already this game.
He's right in front of us.
Right.
There's a good look at Tybo Rogers, just right here down in front of us, number 22, and there's a good look at him. He's been the star of the night for a lot of reasons, but even looking down at his left knee or right knee, or just
yeah,
we'll see. He's going to go one-on-one now with Ethan Mahanke.
Mahanke.
There's a
name. We got to call that name a couple times tonight.
Mahanke going up against Rogers, split right side in motion now. It's Williams, but he comes back this way again. All that to stay on the ground. Nice tackles by the two drillers there that made that happen. So again, Alex Rocha is in on the tackle as well. And Drew Underwood also in on it.
Love Rocha because that was my number in high school. Also Doug Lohman's.
11. The Once. Wow.
And I like because he plays a lot like the 11 that Doug Lohman wore. He was a middle linebacker. It's an old name that people may not know.
I don't know why the clock is stopped, Rick. It was a running play right up the middle.
2nd down and 18.
And the clock stopped. They started it again, but that was perplexing. Woods had a really nice football game tonight. Drops back, has nice protection, fires one down the football field, has a man open, and he strikes through Krishan Kizzy.
Wow, Kizzy.
Gone. And a flag.
Oh, my.
And a flag back here.
And the drillers seem like are saying it's against Liberty.
So flags fly at the beginning of the play on the line of scrimmage by the down marker, and then one flies after the touchdown pass, illegal man downfield. Coach Nixon can't believe it. So a 74-yard bomb from Woods
to Kizzy.
Called back, illegal man downfield. And so, when it's 2nd and 18 like that, the line of scrimmage is back at the 26-yard line.
So we have you've got
big discussion
hierarchy.
With the officials.
You've got Rogers and you've got Oliver. Then you've got Kizzy and then it to Qualls. So when you line up and it seems like Tybo's always going to Oliver. So that leaves a mismatch on Kizzy.
Ooh, what a big penalty. An illegal man downfield, and that was just a perfect pass by Carson Woods to Krishan Kizzy, and that would have made it 29-20 before a PAT. Wow. Big one to take. That's a
we
big one.
got to chime in from Kevin Keys saying he's a better 11. Can you believe it?
I can believe that.
Really? No, you can't.
Kevin Keys, another one of the great all-time.
You can believe he said it. Is what
I can believe he said it, but I can't believe it.
Kevin, that was Kevin Willie.
All right, Kevin.
You know, Kevin did a lot of football with us at Bright House Network. He knows.
Yeah.
Kevin Willie controls the keyboards. He controls the microphones. 2nd and 23. After the called back touchdown, do they rebound? Woods across the middle, broken up out there. Nice play by Daylon Leach. That was just a bang-bang play. And Edwards had the ball hit him in the chest, but right at the same time, 4-on-4. Number 4 hit number 4. So all of a sudden, after all of these penalties and flags and callbacks and everything else, Rick, it's 3rd and 23 right now for Liberty.
Somebody's got to step up. You know the big-time players when they go to Oliver, Rogers, Leach. Somebody's got to step up. Number 4, Edwards. You got to make those plays.
So you've got Deion Williams in one of the slots. Mahanke right down here below us, split way out there. They want to throw. Woods tosses it over here, and the Drillers all over it, but a couple of good moves, and no, he's brought down. And that's Hankins not able to do much with it.
So that's going to bring a 4th down. They're going to have to punt it away. 10 minutes left in the 4th quarter.
Exactly 10 minutes and counting.
7 time Montero. 4th down. And number 8, Grant Metters, will be in punt formation. No, excuse me, it'll be number 9, Dylan Lynch, to send it away to 22, Tybo Rogers.
Rogers stands at his own 45. What kind of punt will it be? Metters with a high boomer, and it's just going to bounce. And it goes sideways, and it's down at the 40-yard line. So with 9:26 remaining in the 4th quarter, the Drillers trail by 3. 23-20 is the score. It's been a fabulous football game. Big plays, big hits, great coaching moves. It's just been a really nice one here. I'm Vance Palm. I have Rick Van Horn to my left, Kevin Willie to my right. We are with the Kern High Network, live exclusive coverage of high school athletics. Thank you to Liberty High School Principal Libby Wyatt, the AP of Instruction, Josh Williams, the AP of Administration, Ron Priest, the Dean of Students, Corey Raub, Athletics Director, the incomparable Tim Davis, Activities Director, the legendary Brooke Slayton, and the Plant Supervisor, Marcus Ludlow. Thank you, Liberty High School.
Did you say Ron Priest?
I sure did.
That's Fish. Calling Fish. All right. Yeah.
Tribal knowledge, Kevin, tribal knowledge. They start off with Rogers on the ground. Can he get through? Can he get by? He cannot. Oh, what a great effort. That's some great effort out there. And I think it was Caleb Reiswig. I think that was Caleb out there making that tackle. That is not easy.
Yeah. Now, right now, Liberty is number 6 in Division I, which is, I don't know who's making these.
The computer?
Yeah, computer. They've got Hanford rated ahead of Liberty, which is, are you kidding me, really?
Second and 7. Rogers picked up 3 there. 8:44 and counting. The clock starts to become very much a part of the story.
Rogers split out wide to the right.
But they look only one way, and it's caught. Broken one tackle. Still on his feet, and Christopher Qualls breaks a tackle right here in front of the coaching staff, and Jason Oliver not happy with Christian Edwards. He took his baseball hat and kind of gave him a tap with it.
I saw that. I saw that, son of a gun.
But, Rick.
We got a flag.
Big play, big flag. And that's going to be against the Drillers, an ineligible receiver downfield. So it seems to be a trend tonight. Both coaching staffs are going to need to get the order out very quickly. Guys, it's being watched. And that's a big, big play that comes back. 2nd and 12 now. Leach right down in front of us. They look at Leach, flag on this play. Goodness gracious. False start on the Drillers, and they continue to go backwards. So for a first half that saw hardly any flags, it's been littered with them in the second half.
Does that have anything to do with that quick offense that Liberty was doing, trying to wear the
Well, it could, down? But mistakes like that, no. You know,
everybody's those are getting tired, or
those are just little.
That's a good question.
You know,
good question. 2nd and 12. Now it's 2nd and 17 after the 5 they add on. So the Drillers, doggone it, they had a big first down play up here, and now it's deep. And they put the ball right up the middle of the football field. How about this?
Who is this?
They've used it before. They use it again, and that is Dr. Mackey.
That is Mackey on the big first down run.
First name Dressier, but any name that starts off with a D and R, I mean, you got to go with Doctor, right? You can't go with anything else but Doctor. And Mackey with a huge play. First and 10 from the 40.
I tell you, that Mackey name starts back in 58 in town. Billy Mackey. You remember? I don't know if you remember him. But
come on. Take it easy on me, man. 58. Come on, Rick. Monteiro goes deep to the end zone, throws it up, and it is.
Oh, it's caught by who?
Wow. Is first down Drillers, and Monteiro threw it up, and
who?
Tybo Rogers goes up and gets it,
Jeez.
and it looks as though we have one of the Patriots down, and
well, sure.
They went up for it, and I can't see the number. I thought for a second it was Tyler Rich.
Kitty Calvin always says what? I'm going to send that clip into who?
Oh, Moss.
Moss. You just got mossed.
Well, that was Krishawn Kizzy. Hope he's already 13, not 15. So it was a battle for the football and on the sidelines down in the corner, and now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 9.
It kind of tells you what level he's at.
When you just can throw it up to him.
Kizzy has had a great game.
A great season.
Tybo.
So an I formation, offset I formation. And they go to Mackey. Mackey gets nothing this time, maybe a yard. It'll be 2nd goal from the 8. And I'll tell you what, Kizzy had barely made it to the sidelines, and they snapped the football. So the Drillers, with 7:45, they're looking to punch this thing in. They do not want to even think field goal right now. This is all about getting in the end zone with 7:36 and counting. So Ty Monteiro jogs in the play with Rogers. Monteiro's had a couple of questionable passes and then some beauties. So now Rogers a good 6-7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like a jet pack and a hard count, and no. They tried to go hard count, and one of their guys jumped. That's always the danger, isn't it, Rick?
It is.
On a 2nd and goal from the 8, it's now going to be 2nd and goal from the 14. Must have been on the 9, so. Well, the ball is just a hair inside the 15-yard line. So it's 2nd and goal now from the 14-yard line. Ugh. Monteiro sends Mackey right behind him. They give it to Rogers. Rogers keyed on, but still gets it down to the 5-yard line, 6-yard line. They're going to say it went down at the 6. 3rd and goal from the 6.
You know, the more I see this kid play running back, I'm going, because I thought he was a D1 wide receiver. But you see this kid run the ball in between the tackles, you're going, this kid could play tailback in Division I football.
Now he's out of the play altogether. Mackey back there. And they give it to the big guy. Can Mackey get it in there? He gets stopped at the 4, but he gets down to the 2, still on his feet. Where will they mark it? Whistle blows. And it'll be definitely 4th.
26, Mackey.
Where do they spot it? They put it at the 3. So 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. Do the Drillers even consider kicking a field goal? Looks like they're going to call a timeout and talk about it. That'll give us a chance to catch our breath on the Kern High Network. Wow, we've got a doozy, 5:58, and the clock's still
Whoa.
The clock is still going, and so
and Coach Nixon's the one that caught it.
But here's the thing, Rick. They didn't call the timeout till right now. They walked over, didn't call the timeout. They just walked over and let it go off.
Yeah.
So the whistle blows when the coach calls timeout. So
That's right.
5:54 remaining, 23-20 on the Kern High Network. Don't go anywhere. Back.
We are these fields. We are these roots. We see the beauty in the everyday, with pride from where we came. We look ahead, to the places that pull us together, to the places that we call home. A new chapter begins now. Kern Schools Federal Credit Union is now Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Visit valleystrong.com/grow to learn more.
Okay, 4th and goal from the 3. Massive play, huge play. Rogers
the tailback.
And he's about 7 yards behind. So Montero behind center. It reeks of play action pass.
It does. You've been.
Of course, flag on the play, and that's going to be against the Drillers. And so these officials have become part of the story tonight here in the 3rd and 4th quarter, most definitely in the 4th quarter. And that changes everything, just completely changes it. And the Boo Birds are out for the Drillers. They think it's been quite the officious 4th quarter. But the refs have called it on both teams. Neither team has escaped the sharp, keen eye of the Kern County Officials Association. And so now we have Braden Ornelas. You talk about a BHS name.
There you go.
Here it is to tie it up.
There it is.
A
His
27-yarder.
Matt Ornelas, the all-time leading.
It's up, and it is
good.
Beauty. Ornelas rips it through, and we're tied at 23.
Grandfather, a longtime coach for the Drillers. Dad was the all-time leading scorer when he left BHS.
Wow.
And now we have this Ornelas.
How about it? 23-23. What a game here on the Kern High Network. It's our last game of the evening, and our other game with Kenny and Rich has finished with Centennial winning. So this is it. This is the last 5:49
That's
you'll
what
see
I'm
of
saying.
Kern High football this year, right now.
They're slackers over there. Rich has been a slacker all year long.
We've done 3 games with us all season.
Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you what. And then Kenneth Kalvenberger is on the other side of the spectrum, never stops working.
Yeah.
I told Rich about our game that we called and how you completely cover the table with stats and notes. He says, hey, if that's what you need to be good, I mean.
Yeah. This is, let me go back. This is a series that started in 2002 between Liberty and Bakersfield High. Ornelas, no.
The ball
Don't
does not
do that.
travel very far. 16-yard line, and it's taken. It's some pretty good field position. He looks to get outside. Still on his feet and gets brought down at the 46-yard line. So Kizzy having a phenomenal game when he gets it up to the 45-yard line. They put it at the 45. So, Rick, continue with your story about this rivalry.
Well, it started back in 2002. Coach Provençal, Chad Provençal, was the head coach at Liberty at that time. and Liberty has won 11 of the meetings between these two since they
So 19 years. This is the 20th game in league. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty even, actually. Carson Woods stands on his own 40-yard line. 5:39 remains here in the fourth quarter. They run. They stretch it out here to the near side. And again, it's Jalen Hankins. Big run, big play from Jalen Hankins.
I'll tell you, it's 11-11, the series.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. So whoever wins this game will go one game up on the series.
So a big run right there by Hankins. Picks up a nice first down for the Patriots. 1st and 10 at the Drillers' 44-yard line. And this is a perfect late October, early autumn football game. Fantastic. And they go up the middle again. A strong run by Grant Austin. You know, you got that play where Carson Woods starts to run forward with him. Then hands the ball off right when they get to the line of scrimmage. Boy, it's a tough play to defend.
Much like what they call a veer. So they're not blocking one guy in the end, so because they're going to hit that so fast that they don't have to block a guy in the end because he's not going to get there. So, you know, this series has gone through Coach Provençal, Coach Mills, Coach Nixon, Coach Oliver, Coach Gola, and Coach Stewart and Sheehy now.
Yep, some big names. Some big names.
11-11.
They do it again. Run it to about the 30-yard line with Austin. And we're going to dip below the 4-minute mark here now in 4 seconds. So the drama is set, my man. 23-23. We're exactly at 4 minutes right now left in the fourth quarter.
If you're leaving it up to the computer to figure out the final rankings, you know, this is helping the Drillers much more than it is the Patriots.
Woods takes the snap. They do it again. How about this? They do it again. And Grant Austin just gobbling up yards and gets brought down at the 3-yard line.
By
so
calls.
The coaching staff for the Patriots just going with one play, one guy, and they're going to try to pay him off with a touchdown, and this time he does not get it.
Well, we got 3:17 left. We got to pick a player of the game.
Well, we also need to wait to see who wins.
Well, I don't know. That's one of those games where it's like, do we have to wait?
You could probably pick any one of 4 people, and it doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot, but we have tried to stay consistent with a winning team.
We have, but there's performances that overshadow that win.
All right, in the backfield, Hankins. On the right hip of Carson Woods, 2:40 and counting. We're tied at 23 in the fourth quarter. Woods takes the snap, hands off and an easy touchdown. Jalen Hankins and the Drillers, they want some time on the clock. So Hankins pounds it in with little or zero obstruction.
You got 2 shirts?
Well,
Mr. Wiley, Dr. Wiley.
I'm just saying we do have 2 shirts.
So our director, Kevin Willie, brings up a great point. We always have 2 shirts here every Friday night in the event that maybe a more diminutive player wins it. We give it to the small, the large.
We want to make sure they got the right size.
And then we'll have some guy that's a XXX, and so we've got to have one of those. So it's very possible. It's very possible for our final game of the evening or of the year. It's possible we have 2 T-shirts, one for both sides. Here's the kick. Ooh, wow. Almost blocked, but Lynch hammers it through. So here we are, set up for an overtime finish if the Drillers can get in. So the coaching staff for both teams talking it out right now. You got Coach Sheehy's got to get together and figure out what they're going to do to try to get down the football field and tie this up. And you got Coach Nixon saying, hey, there's one guy out there I know we should pay attention to. There's a couple of them, but for sure, number 22, where's he going to be?
And right off the bat, I know where he's at right now. You see him out there?
Yep.
Don't kick it to him.
But watch when you'll see for those of you watching here in the stadium that are listening to Kern High Network, you know what I'm talking about. You will see that and who's going to kick this one? Right as Lynch approaches the tee, they'll switch.
They will.
Mark Slocum is the other return man back there. So 2.5 exactly left.
Oh, Jesus.
We talk about it all the time, but who's going to go to? Bottom line, most of the time it goes into the end zone.
That settles the conversation right there.
Okay. Exactly to the number, 2 minutes, 30 seconds remains. The score, Liberty 30, Bakersfield High School 23. It's been a fabulous final football game for this 2021 Kern High Network football broadcasting this year. We want to thank everybody, of course, all of the high schools that we went to tonight. It's Libby Wyatt and her crew. I grew up with her, so, I mean, you know.
She's a Shafter gal.
Garces went to Garces. Both her and her sister. Lisa.
Oh, okay.
How about this?
All right.
Here comes another flag, and this is going to be offsides encroachment lined up over the ball by the driller. So this line judge right here is on top of it, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 15. Wow. So should any time have gone off on a penalty? Wouldn't they put it back before the snap or no?
Well, you'd think they would, but
it says 2nd and 27 here, so they let the 3 seconds go off.
1st and 15. 1st and 15.
Montero tosses out here to Rogers. Rogers is going to have to try to make something happen on his own. He goes out of bounds. So they're wasting no time going right to their target in Tybo Rogers.
Now, if you're Liberty and you see 22 come out, what are you going to do?
Well, interestingly enough, you better clog it up because
well, you're going to probably send
because Mackey's probably going to run it right through the middle. But I don't know, Rick, in this final football game in Week 10 that Tybo Rogers is going to come out in the next 2:22. Montero.
Oh!
That's it. Pick 6.
Oh,
Threw it right in his hands.
That's Oliver.
That's Krishan Kizzy, I believe.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, is that Kizzy?
Krishan Kizzy. Possibly.
All right.
Possibly one of the T-shirts is going his way for a Patriot. He has had a whale of a football game, and that was just Ty Montero miscommunicating with the intended receiver out there, and he's having a quick word with his coaching staff, and just a miscommunication. Believe it's going to cost him the football game.
Dylan Lynch on to try the extra point.
Here's the extra point. Lynch hammers it, and how about that? The switch finally gets flipped, and it's now a 2-touchdown game with a pick 6.
Now a 2-score game for the Drillers with 2:14 left.
Extra point by Lynch, 2:14 to go. It is now Liberty 37, Bakersfield 23.
Boy, he was sitting on that. Kizzy did a great job sitting on that. Short route, broke on it, pick 6.
And the receiver was really nowhere to be seen. The only person over there was Keyshawn.
Well, yeah.
So,
and that's a long throw for a quarterback. You're throwing trip side, wide side. That's a long throw. Even though you're only getting 5-6 yards out of it, quarterback's throwing 30 yards.
So with 2:14 left,
Clovis 47, Clovis West 20.
one thing that could change it is if it was a run back for a TD.
Dylan Lynch set to send it away to 22. Tybo Rogers and number 3, Mark Slocum.
And it is booted to the end zone. Not happening.
And the ball is got in the end zone for an automatic touchback. First down and 10 for Bakersfield.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Again, Dylan Lynch hearing from assistant coach Mike Lewis saying, my man, thank you. Thank you for being consistent and keeping it out of the hands of these return men by booting it to the deep part of the end zone. So now the Drillers still on the sidelines in their team huddle. Game's not over, everybody. 2:14 remaining. 2:14 remaining, but they trail by 2 touchdowns, and it was only about a half a minute ago that it became that way. So now you have Montiero. Throws across the middle. It's caught. First down. Caught out there by Leach, so they'll move the chains. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Oh! 1st and 10. Montiero looks left, tosses down the sidelines, throws it up.
Oh, it's almost
not caught. So it was intended out there for Bryson Campus.
Coverage by 21, Dion Williams. 2nd down. There is a penalty flag down.
Flag back on the back part of the field by the white hat. Throws it himself, and it looks as though this is going to be on the Patriots. Oh, they roughed the passer. They hit Montero. I was looking down here, but they got to Montero, so they roughed the passer. And with just under 2 minutes to go, the ball's up here at the Driller 47-yard line.
1:57 left.
Montiero, he's going to run.
There you go.
Makes a couple of moves. Can he get out of bounds? He does get out of bounds to the 48-yard line. So, you know.
Nice run by Montero. A little late.
Well, Rogers is lined up on the far side over there, and he's just not the same player right now in this 4th quarter.
Well.
And I think he's just got a little bit of a different step in his gait. It looks
Yeah.
like there's a little bit that's happened there. And this,
and he has done a lot tonight.
And this Patriots defense, I mean, they never stop. They're relentless. They
Well,
just keep coming at you. So
I tell you what, you got this Bucky kid off the edge.
2nd and 4. Montiero gets out of the pocket. He better hurry. He can't get out of bounds either.
That looks
And
like,
a late
looks
flag.
like
What's the flag going to be?
It's going to be against Liberty.
And the white hat wants to go over and talk to the coach. He goes straight over to Brian Nixon. And listen to the boo birds below us here from the Liberty desk. They don't dig it. And so here's a play where they catch the quarterback in the backfield. They throw him for a loss.
And they celebrated.
So the clock stops, and they move the chains.
And they moved the chains, yeah.
So the official, a little more animated than he's been all night. He's been keeping his cool over there with that staff that, as you so aptly noted, 4 or 5 head coaches over there.
Yeah. And we probably left out some. I know Antone Giovanni's over there somewhere, and
right. So there's sidelines chock full of head coach experience.
Yeah.
So you got to go over there and make that call, and you're looking at 8 decades of coaches over there. But these officials done a nice job. A lot of yellow here in the second half, but they've done what they can do. So. Game's not over, Rick.
No.
37-23. They've got.
But it's a 2-score game, so.
Sure, but decent field position.
Drillers have a ways to go before they get nervous about winning this game.
So the Drillers have to score, get an onside kick, and score again. And I mean touchdown scores.
Yeah.
To make it all happen.
Well, let me ask you.
Okay, ask me.
You got 2 shirts.
Well, we have 2 Kern High Network Player of the Game shirts. We've made the executive decision. The director has made the executive decision.
Yeah, I'll take the heat from Javier.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Javier is the Kern High Network. He's the kingpin of the whole thing.
All right.
He coordinates our broadcast.
You think Stan's the boss, but Javier is really the he's the Don.
I've got Tybo Rogers as 1.
Oh, really? Really? I can't believe that.
That's a surprise.
Here we go. Monteiro takes the snap, looks right, launches one to the far corner.
Oh,
He got a man wide open. Oh! He had a driller wide open, and he overthrew it, and Leach couldn't get to it. Goodness. I mean, how do you get wide open on such a crucial play? Woo!
And there's 2 guys you got to cover for the Drillers. It's Rogers and Leach. And he was wide open, and he fell down.
Man, oh, man. So Monteiro flung it out there.
Well, we didn't finish.
We have 1:28 left.
I'm telling you, Kizzy's looking good.
I know. You're right. I mean, I guess we could talk over the names. You're right. We could discuss it. 2nd and 10. Monteiro takes a look, flushed out of the pocket, runs to the right side, throws across his body. It's caught out there by Rocha, and Rocha will get out of bounds. Boy, that's an option they don't use as much as as we've seen. They could, though, with Rocha.
Rocha's he's going to go down as a solid player and just a great player throughout his Driller career.
1st and 10. First and 10, ball to the 25-yard line. So Drillers got to get in. We do have two Kern High Network T-shirts. Rick has given 1 already to Tybo Rogers. That's done with. And then Monteiro flushed out of the pocket, throws across the body, and it's incomplete. And it was intended out there for Rocha. So now that brings up a 2nd and 10. Clock has stopped.
Got 1:12 left. Drillers got 1 timeout left. So,
and if we're going to discuss Patriot players, you've got quarterback Carson Woods, who's had a whale of a football game, just a great one. You've got Grant Austin, Jason Oliver, Jalen Hankins, Grant Bucky in his own way has dominated this game.
Oh, man.
But front runner right now for the Liberty T-shirt would be Krishan Kizzy. With 1:12 remaining, wow. Let's see what happens.
With a Bucky right behind because of the caused fumble.
Monteiro throws, flag on the play, launches it into the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Patriots. So
what number is that? I can't.
If it's going to be the hold call that we think it might be, it is holding, and it is on the Drillers. That penalty's declined, and that's going to be the football game right there. And that was hauled in by Caleb Reiswig, number 33.
He's had a heck of a game, too.
So we will officially announce that from the team that came out on the losing end of it, the Drillers, it's going to be Tybo Rogers for the Kern High Network Player of the Game B. Kern High Network Player of the Game A from the Liberty Patriots. It'll be Krishan Kizzy. So those are 2 very well-deserved T-shirt recipients. And, Rick, your thoughts on this football game overall?
Well, I tell you what, it was a great game. It was a great game. BHS came in and played over their head. Liberty came in, took care of business, did what they did, getting ready for the playoffs. BHS, they're going to be in two different divisions, so they're both going to do well. Bakersfield will be ranked number 1 in Division 2, and Liberty will probably move up to number 5 in Division 1.
Well, how'd you like to get them as a number 5? Yikes.
Yeah, it's tough.
Wow. Well, time ticking off. We want to take this opportunity to, again, thank everybody at Liberty High School. Thank you to Libby White and her whole team. Appreciate that. To our man Stan Green and the Kern High School District Superintendents, what a great year, what a great season. You have jumped through some serious hoops to make sure we can come in your living rooms every single weekend, and that's because of the Kern High School District and our great sponsors, Valley Strong Credit Union. Thank you so much. On behalf of Kevin and Rick Van Horn, I'm Vance Palm. For Kenny and Rich Cornford and Tom Myers and everybody else that's been a part of our broadcast this season, thank you so much. Have a